So we're on our way now to, I think it's somewhere near Mablethorpe. It's a part of the world I've not been to. I've been to the East Coast before, and obviously been to Hull. I've been to Great Yarmouth, and I've been to further north, Whitby area. I've been to, and I've been to Norfolk Broads. But that's about as much as I've done over on this side of the country. I've seen sort of photos of people at Mablethorpe. It seems to be the place to be. Not really sure where Skegness is, whether it's anywhere near where we're going to be. I like the look of Skegness as well, as it happens. It was originally on our round the UK tour route, but it got sort of removed due to time constraints. So this is going to be a little bit of an interesting sort of a day for me. According to my sat-nav, it's going to take about an hour to get there, to get to the coast, and it's about 30 miles. But like getting to Willingham Woods, I think Paul's going to take a slightly more convoluted route than that. There is effectively just an endpoint for the sat-nav file that I've added to my sat-nav, of all things. So it doesn't have waypoints in between. It does leave a lot of scope for Paul to pick where he's going to go on the day. But I know where I've got to end up. I'm not going to get separated here, if you want the truth. I mean, Stephen's doing a cracking job as the sweeper at the back. Just perfect man for the job, really. And he's very, very easy to spot with this nice bright red fluorescent jacket. So I can't see myself getting separated, but, you know, if I do, I know where I've got to end up, and I'll get there. The bike's doing okay. Sounds good. And it's running well. And I've had it now for just a little over 6 years. It's not done bad at all for a bike that I bought as a bit of a stopgap. One that I bought to go on a quick NC 500 tour with Paul, but just needed a bike. After I'd been knocked off my 1400, and I was waiting for the insurance company to pay out. So I bought this bike just on spec off eBay. It cost me £1,800. I mean, I showed a picture of it to the missus when I got home from work. So yeah, I'll have a look at this. And she just said, that's an absolute stunner of a bike, go and get it. And I intended, once I'd had my full insurance payout, that I would part with this bike and go and get another ZZR 1400. But I like this bike so bloody much, I've never seen a reason to part with it. It's not as quick as the 1400. It's not the world's most powerful production motorbike that a mere mortal like me could buy. And it's not got all of the modern electronics and all of the modern gadgets. But I get a lot of feedback from this bike. I feel every twitch and every bump and every judder. And instead of thinking of that as there's something wrong here, I think of it as I'm getting a feel for what the road's like. I'm getting a feel for how the bike's coping. And fair dues, its acceleration is pretty damn good. It's almost as good as the 1400. Now, allegedly, it's as good as the 1400 up to 150 mile an hour. So I'm never going to find myself in a situation where I'm sort of not on a bike that's going to do what I want it to do.
Oh yeah, very.
We've been going for a little while now. My sat nav still says it's an hour before we reach the coast. So I think we have sort of meandered. No complaints about that. The meanderings have been really good.
It's behind. Always a ways behind.
And I'm feeling pretty comfortable as it happens. I mean, I've probably done about 60 miles so far. It's not a great deal, but this is all non-motorway mileage. So this is harder work than belting it up to Penrith, for example. I don't feel any pain anymore. I mean, to be fair, at New Broome last year in the middle of July, I could barely ride 300 or 400 yards before the pain became sort of heading for unbearable. I don't get any of that at all now. All of that's gone away completely. The only thing I do get is little twinges between my shoulder blades, but that's muscle pain rather than nerve pain. And the other thing that I get, it's kind of a really weird feeling, if you want the truth. Every time I hit a bump, my head feels as though it's on a hinge, and it bounces around all separately from the rest of my spine. Very strange feeling. Not sure how that's going to sort of pan out over the rest of the ride, but we'll see. Yeah, a little bit of a yawn there. I'd say I slept well all right last night. I don't see why I should be particularly tired. But yeah, a little bit yawny maybe. The mileage seems to be coming down a little bit to our next destination, and the time for arrival is coming down a little bit as well. So I imagine, I don't think we're going to arrive at the time the sat nav says. I think we've got a few more detours to do. But I'm feeling good still, and it's a nice day. Just take a look at the weather. Nice day to be beside the seaside.
Whippy! Yeah.
Well, we can't be far away now. I mean, there's chippies and little restaurants and everything dotted about all over the place. I can't smell the sea air yet, but this is definitely looking like a seasidey type town, isn't it? Chippies, love chippies. How can you argue with fish and chips at the seaside?